In this video, Anna talks about the effects of not sleeping enough.
And what does it do when it comes to remembering things accurately? Well, a team of researchers from UC Irvine and Michigan State University wanted to question just that. And their hypothesis was that if you get less than 5 hours of sleep, then you're likely to develop false memories, which is really, really fascinating.
Is this Anna's way of telling us she's getting less than 5 hours a night of sleep? Not to make light of this, but she's saying false information against people who are being oppressed.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Hamas hasn't fanned the flames in the past. And you know, they're unwilling to negotiate. They're the ones who started this recent conflict by kidnapping those 3 teenagers.
Anna is spreading lies against the people who are being oppressed, and in doing so, helping to support the oppressor by duping the American people with narratives that aren't true.
As to how we got to where we are, the general context is perfectly obvious for anyone who wants to see it. A unity government was formed between the PA and Hamas. Netanyahu was enraged at this unity government. It called on the U.S., it called on the EU to break relations with the Palestinian Authority. Surprisingly, the United States said, no, we're going to give this unity government time. We'll see whether it works or not. Then the EU came in and said, it will also give the unity government time. Let's see what happens. At this point, Netanyahu virtually went berserk, and he was determined to break up the unity government. When there was the abduction of the 3 Israeli teenagers, he found his pretext. There isn't a scratch of evidence, not a jot of evidence that Hamas had anything to do with the kidnappings and the killings. Nobody even knows what the motive was to this point. Even if you look at the July 3rd report of the Human Rights Watch, they said nobody knows who was behind the abductions. Even the U.S. State Department, on July 7th, there was a news conference, and the U.S. State Department said we don't have hard evidence about who was responsible. But that had nothing to do with it. It was just a pretext. The pretext was to go into the West Bank, attack Hamas, arrest 700 members of Hamas, blow up 2 homes, carry on these rampages, these ransackings, and to try to evoke a reaction from Hamas. This is what Israel always does. Anybody who knows the history, it's what the Israeli political scientist, the mainstream political scientist, his name was Avner Yaniv. He said it's these Palestinian peace offensives. Whenever the Palestinians seem like they are trying to reach a settlement of the conflict, which the unity government was, at that point, Israel does everything it can to provoke a violent reaction, in this case from Hamas, break up the unity government, and Israel has its pretext. We can't negotiate with the Palestinian Authority because they only represent some of the Palestinian people. They don't represent all of the Palestinian people. And so Netanyahu does what Israeli governments always do. You keep pounding the Palestinians, in this case pounding Hamas, trying to evoke a reaction. And when the reaction comes, you say, we can't deal with these people. They're terrorists.
Anna doesn't remember that Hamas was negotiating and that it was Israel's actions. The Poof Moment that Secretary Kerry talked about, that was the moment that Israel broke the peace process by reneging on its promises during negotiations.
Unfortunately, the prisoners weren't released on the Saturday they were supposed to be released. And so day went by, day 2 went by, day 3 went by, and then in the afternoon, when they were about to maybe get there, 700 settlement units were announced in Jerusalem, and poof, that was sort of the moment.
It is so unfair to tell people that Hamas wasn't negotiating, when the fact was they were negotiating along with the unity government, and it was Israel's fault. The Poof Moment was when Israel didn't release the prisoners it promised to, then announced a plan for more illegal settlements. Is this what the most watched news channel on the internet does? Support an oppressor by spreading lies? Please ask the Young Turks to correct the record and make mention of this channel. There's dozens of videos on this channel that correct the record. Maybe we can start to undo the deception that they've caused by spreading lies like these. And check out these other videos because there's more to the story about the kidnapping of those Israeli teens who shouldn't have even been in the West Bank. Please use the YouTube tools to share this with everyone you can. Someone notified me that Cenk had favorited the tweet. Ask him to mention these videos on his channel and correct the record. Please share this video. Don't make a copy. Just use the YouTube tools. It shouldn't be the case that people spreading lies are getting tens of thousands of views when we're struggling to get the truth out about people who are being oppressed.